God is moving the chess pieces into position for checkmate. The concept of chess revolves around two players maneuvering 16 pieces each across a checkered board with the ultimate goal of checkmating the opponent's king. This involves strategically moving various pieces with distinct movement patterns to control the board, attack the opponent's pieces, and ultimately trap their king in a position where it cannot escape capture. So believe it or not, I love checkers. And probably many of y'all probably back in the day played checkers. My grandson is going to teach me how to play checkers. He's like another genius in my family, like my son, kind of sort of got that unique brain of his. And you're thinking, Lord, well, when is my time coming? You know, you keep telling me my time is on this way, my time is on the way. Not much longer now. I've been standing on your promises, And I promise you, take it from your girl, Morgan Rees. Look, I've been standing on my promises for the last, about 13 years, of a lot of different things. And he basically has been doing it for me little bit by little bit by little bit. But the ones that I'm really waiting for and I'm really standing on, as you see the shirt says, standing on his promises. Yeah, you see it. As I'm doing that, I'm like, okay, I see you, Lord. I see you moving around the board. You're moving the chess pieces around the board. Because for some people, you're thinking like even in now, the king is going to get captured. How the king should be getting captured if God is the king? God is the King of Kings. He's the Lord of Lords. And so these people that are on earth, they're thinking they're the king. So they're thinking, hey, I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm maneuvering what I'm maneuvering. We seen what just happened in the House is White. People doing what they're doing. And now we got this bill that done passed. And people thinking, oh, got him. Checkmate. We got him. But not realizing God is a chess master. He's checkmating you. So even with your promise, even with the things he's told you, he's prophesied over you, he said you are going to get this. This is for you. But you got to do some work too. You got to do your own cleaning up. I got to clean you up. I got to peel you back. I got to prune you. I got to prepare you. I got to do all these things to get you where I need you to be. They're on their way. That's why I said, not much longer now. Things are about to shift quickly, swiftly. So it's about to happen. So everything is getting, all the pieces of this chess game is getting into place. They'll get into position. God is moving the pieces of your lives into position for checkmate. You heard what I said. God, not you, not me, not your mom, not your dad, not your aunt, not your husband, not your wife, not your boyfriend, not your children, not your grandparents, not any of those people are putting the pieces in position for a checkmate. It's only God, because remember, God is a chess master. So because those people who think that they did what they did, and they're saying, oh, guess what? Checkmate, we got them. We're gonna do this. We're going to do that. We're going to manipulate, because that's not of God, because God is not a manipulator. We're going to confuse them. That's not of God. We're going to place fear in their heart. None of that is of God. We put the pieces in position for a checkmate. But God said, I am putting the pieces in position for checkmate. So you know what? Your game ain't like his game. His game is a totally different game. And his game is at the end. For I have plans, Jeremiah 29:11, to prosper you, thus said the Lord, not to harm you. So that means no sickness, no illness, no mental health, none of the things that has been causing you harm, no lack in your life, no poverty in your life, no abandonment in your life, no rejection in your life, no manipulation in your life, no lack of love in your life. I did not promise you those. I promise you prosperity. For I have plans to prosper you, thus said the Lord, not to harm you, plans to give you hope for the future that I created for you, that I designed and destined for you from the time when I placed you in your mother's womb, because I knew who you was as my child, as my servant, as my chosen one. And guys, y'all don't know, y'all probably don't remember, I probably posted it yesterday. Yesterday was my 5th anniversary of my dad passing from 5 years ago, July 4th, 2020. And so every year my emotions, they fluctuate. And I'm like, God, I'm grieving. I'm tired of grieving. I don't want to grieve no more. And everybody's like, well, people grieve in their own little ways, and they grieve in their own little time, even where the people who are closest to my heart, they're like, she too emotional, she grieving too much. And everybody know when I cry. I'm like probably like Jeremiah, I cry. I'm like I'm a weeping baby. But he's like, it's okay, the tears is gonna help me heal. The tears has been helping me heal. And because the tears has been helping me heal, he like, I'm gonna put you back together because I put the pieces in position. I'm gonna fulfill the promises I have for you, Morgan. I'm gonna give you everything that I told you was gonna get, Morgan. But I had to work out some things, I had to remove some things, I had to clean up some things, I had to do some things for you, to you, so I could put the pieces of things that I promised for you in position for checkmate. So you're like, Morgan, okay, I don't think I'm getting this. Yeah, I had to get it too. So people that was around me yesterday didn't want to be around me yesterday because they like, she's so emotional. She's still thinking about her dad. She's still grieving over her dad. And I'm like, yeah, guys, look, give me some time. Get myself together because I have learned that I have been the crybaby. I'm very emotional. When my sister passed, when she caught cancer, I was emotional. Before she passed, she didn't want to be around me because they said, oh, you too emotional. But you know what? Jesus was very emotional. God was emotional. That's why the things that are about to happen on the earth, the judgment that he's bringing on the earth, he has been grieving because he's so dissatisfied. He's so angry, and he's like, I need to put the pieces in position for checkmate, because these people on this earth thinking I don't know who I am. They don't know who I am. I am not who I say I am, but I keep telling you, I am who I say I am because I am the only God, the one true living God. If you want to serve the other God, you go ahead and you be about your business. But for my people, the last shall be first and the first shall be last. So that's what I'm just saying. He putting the pieces in position for what? Checkmate. So everything that he's promised you, it's going to happen. He had to lift you up. He had to what? Increase your what? Faith. Even when he gave me the things that he's getting me and all the things that he's putting me to and all the things he's putting me through. My scripture, Proverbs 3:5, trust in the Lord with all your heart. When he gave me the home that I'm living in, the only decoration that was left in the home that I still am in and he's given me was the only thing that's been carrying me all my life. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. We stop trusting him because we allow Satan, we allow people to use, Satan uses people to deter us from what he promised and he planned for us. And he's hoping that maybe one day, maybe this minute, maybe this hour, this second, they're going to give up on standing on his promises. But what everybody don't realize, and people even know about me and they don't think about me, or they maybe forgot about me, when my daddy or my God says that he's going to do something for me, I have no other choice but to stand on his promises, because his promises has gotten me to where I'm at now. His promises got me as a live speaker. His promises got me as an author. His promises got me as a podcast host. His promises got me as a small business owner. His promises got me the things that he already planned and prospered for me from Jeremiah 20:11, for the things that he promised and prospered me and promised me from the time he put me and placed me in my mother's womb when my mama got with my daddy. So when I was in my emotions and my feelings yesterday, and I'm like, okay, I need to help and shake this. And my buddy was like, yo, we love that you're grieving. We understand that. She said, but when you grieve, it's like you go down this little spiral hole. You go down this little rabbit hole. And at first you start off with saying all the nice, happy things. And then you start going about how the people was treating them, what they was doing to them, what they did to you. And this and that. She said, you cannot focus on that. You need to focus on the happy time. As my baby said, baby, stop worried about what them people be thinking about your daddy. Guess what? Focus on the happy time. Because guess what? Your daddy did give you happy moments. And I keep telling everybody, he did give me happy moments, even though Satan was using him to try to tear me down. But at the end, when it really mattered, when it was time for God to call him home on July the 4th, 2020 at 8:37 in the morning, when I pushed that doorbell at hospice, guess what? Who was there? The one and only, his firstborn. Because he already knew out of all my kids, out of all my family, no matter what I did to her, how I treated her, because even my mom used to say the same thing. I know one thing, my boo-boo gonna be there when it was me really matters. And when he took his last breath, I was there. So when he came on, he went on and passed on, he kept saying, boo-boo, I'm sorry, daddy, sorry. I said, it's okay, daddy, I'm gonna be good. He said, no, I'm sorry. Daddy gonna make sure he take care of you. And I said, how you gonna do that? My heavenly daddy is making sure he take care of me. God is putting the pieces in position for checkmate. God is putting the pieces in position for checkmate. Even the things that are happening in the world, people are so worried, people are so fearful, people are so afraid. He said, thou should not fear, thou should not be afraid, because vengeance is mine, thus the Lord. Don't think I don't know, I don't see everything that's happening, because except what he allows, he's allowing things to happen so he can put the pieces in position for checkmate. So when you're thinking these people are getting away, stop worrying. Why should you fret? God said, I will take care of my people. I take care of my people. I see your heart. I see your mind. I know who you are. I know what I formed and planned in you when I put you in your mother's womb. I know what your path is. But until you decide to get your heart and your mind clear, you may get caught up with the rest of them people that's getting ready to happen, what's getting ready to happen on this earth and this world. But for the people who are not, and they're really saying, well, God, you know I'm flawed. You know I'm imperfect. You know I've done this. You know I've said this. You know I've been this way. But here's my heart. Can you see my heart? And he sees your heart. He said, don't worry about it. I got you. The last shall be first, and the first shall be last. So he's putting the pieces in position for checkmate. As a young lady on the show who used to say, who gonna check me, boo? That's your girl Morgan. I'm in a position and I'm a season in my place in my life. Like I'm asking all of you, for the ones who really not feeling me, who still did not like him and did not like me, didn't like my mom, didn't like anything about us, who gonna check me, boo? God is putting pieces in position for checkmate. God is about to do his big thing. And everybody on earth who did not believe him, refused to believe him, still operating in rebellious and stubborn hearts, or for the ones who do kind of believe him, still kind of know about him, but they lost their faith. They put in their fear. They replaced their faith with fear. They replaced their faith with doubt. They replaced their faith with uncertainty. They replaced their faith with confusion. They replaced their faith with weakness. They replaced their faith with mental health. They replaced their faith with so many other things when he keeps saying, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things unseen. Even though we can't see it, and your girl Morgan has not been seeing it, but I already know the shaking is in my spirit. And yesterday, even though it was quiet, it was like the calm before the storm. And then last night, as when he passed, it was like the fireworks was extra loud. And my neighbor up the street said, girl, they always loud. I said, no, girl, you don't understand. The fireworks are super loud. They're exploding all over the place. And I'm like, okay, something is on its way. Standing on his promises. God is putting the pieces in position for checkmate. Who gonna check you, boo? Who gonna check what God got planned for you? Who gonna stop and block what God got planned for you? He said delay and never deny. My bishop last night had an amazing message. Like he said, I'm gonna open up. I need you to activate your faith. I need you to operate in your faith. The faith that I've given you. Faith is substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Morgan Rees, delay but not deny. You, boy, girl, man, woman, child, delay but not deny. You got to hold on. You got to stand on his promises. You got to increase and activate your faith. You got to hold on even when it looks like, oh, are you sure you know what happened? God, y'all don't even know. Guys, y'all don't even know. Even your girl, Morgan Rees, still be kind of going through things, but you can't tell I'm going through things because I already know. He keeps saying, I'm working on you. So now that he done gave my family, he said, don't worry about it. I am working on you. I am putting the pieces in position for checkmate. Who gonna check you, boo? Who gonna check you, boo? Even the things that go on in the world. They thinking they got checkmate. Because remember, the object of the game of chess is to capture the king. That king, who they think is a king, is gonna be captured. Just ain't gonna be captured the way they think it's gonna be captured. And when things start changing and things start rolling around and things start riding around and people start wondering like, how did this happen? I can't believe this is going on. What's going on? Why would they do this? Why would they do that? Then you're gonna realize God is putting the pieces in position for checkmate. Who gonna check you, boo? When I tell you, hold on, stand on his promises, no matter how hard it gets, no matter how hard it is, God said he's preparing me. He says, guess what? It's your time. I'm already set this up and designed this up on purpose because it's your time. When I tell you, you need to get in position. You need to be ready so you ain't got to get ready because when it's your time, it's your time. The last shall be first and the first shall be last. God is putting the pieces in position for the king to be captured. Checkmate. Long as your heart and your mind is clear and it's been stayed on him and you've asked him for forgiveness and you repented and then you also forgave the other people who did you wrong, who hurt you, because again, everybody's coming to understand how she still loves this man, how she's even grieving this man for the things that he did to her, for the things her mom did to her, because that's what forgiveness looks like. That's what unconditional love looks like, because guess what? When Jesus died on the cross for us, when he got whipped 39 times, he showed us unconditional love. When God sent his one and only son for our shenanigans, for our flaws, for our failures, for our imperfections, he did what? He showed us unconditional love. So if he can show us unconditional love, why can't we do that? Even if they be doing the way they be doing it, sometimes you be like, okay, I still love you. I have to love you from a distance, but I still unconditionally love you because at the end, when before my daddy passed, he said, I need to see my boo-boo. He told my niece, I need to see my boo-boo. My boo-boo, I got to see my boo-boo. He already knew my boo-boo still had the heart. I know I've done some things. I know I treated her a certain way. But I know if I called my boo-boo My baby girl, my firstborn, she'll show up, just like my mother knows. If something happens, I'll call my firstborn. She will handle the business. She'll make sure everything is taken care of. It didn't matter how I treated her. It didn't matter what I said about her. I know her heart. I seen her heart because they both made sure they reminded me that I was created in love. So because I was created in love, and Jesus is love, and Jesus is my heart, and I ask every day, increase the love in me, the love that your son gave, your love your son had for all of us. So when those people keep slapping you in your face, spitting in your mouth, and talking about you, and lying on you, and manipulating, and saying this and that about you, the love that I have inside of me won't stop the hate and the hurt that you have deep inside of you, because you still operating them rebellious, them stubborn, them jealous, them envious, them coveting, them the competition spirits against little old me. I don't need you to compete against me. You need to be competing with yourself to see how you can be better from when God put the pieces in position for checkmate. Who gonna check you, boo? That's when you need to start telling people, who gonna check me, boo? Because guess what? What he got planned, no man, no boy, no woman, no girl, no child, no devil in hell is gonna block, is gonna stop. They may have delayed, but no weapons formed against me shall prosper. Touch not my anointed, and do my prophet no harm. I promise you, he said what is mine is mine. What he said is yours, because he's given us the desires of our heart, because only he sees and knows our heart. Even when it comes down to the house of prayer, even down when it comes to the people in the church, he sees and he knows your heart. If you don't start renouncing and denouncing them Freemasons and the Masonries and doing all that stuff that y'all been doing, and y'all got these things going on and these different signs and these symbols. But if that's what you like, I'm happy for you, because that's the God you serving, but ain't the God that we supposed to be serving. And that's not the God that God's saying, hey, you not my child, because he's going to say to you, depart from me, because I know you're not one of mine. He knows his child, because his children, his sheep, knows and hears his voice. Always make sure your ears is open and clear so you can hear his voice. Always make sure your eyes can see so you can see what you need to see. I promise you, standing on his promises, God is putting the pieces in position for checkmate. Who gonna check you, boo? You guys have an amazing weekend. You guys be blessed. Please be safe. Please stay cool wherever y'all are. Please realize and recognize, accept what God allowed. God's in control of everything, including the weather, including everything that's happening on earth. The heat is not coming for a reason. The heat is on because things is about to rise up. Things is about to be worse than what it was before. Things is about to change to the next level. As y'all realize and y'all not thinking, the day of 4th of July was not the regular 4th of July. Things are changing on purpose, because he's going to show all of y'all, I'm putting the pieces in position for checkmate. King of kings, Lord of lords. He's the one and only God our Father, God our Son, God our Holy Spirit. Replace your fear with faith. Replace your doubt with faith. Replace your worry with faith. Replace your uncertainty, your confusion with hope and faith. Replace everything that's not of God, which is everything negative, with faith. Replace everything and say, God, you order my steps. You guide my feet. You let me believe more in you. You increase my hope. You increase my faith. And I promise you, I'm not telling y'all something that I'm not doing myself, because I keep saying, and I kept saying, well, God, I know you said you got this for me. When is it coming? He said, I'm putting the pieces in position for checkmate. Have a great weekend. Be blessed.